Oh, it's already rolling. Hi guys, I was just erasing some unwanted things from my drawing and I was thinking if we had something like this in Photoshop with which we can remove the background just like this. I mean, just by wiping. What if I tell you this is possible? There is a hidden tool inside of Photoshop which works exactly the way I am talking about. And today we are going to explore background eraser tool. Hello everyone, if you are new here, my name is Didi and I am all about designing in Photoshop and sharing the process with you, and in the process we will discuss various tools, techniques and tips and tricks which will improve your workflow and level up your graphic design game. This indeed is an amazing tool, but it's the least used tool for background removal process, and why I am saying that? There are basically two main reasons for that. With passing time, Photoshop has been updating the other selection tools which are getting more and more advanced and capable and easy to use, but the background removal tool is almost the same as its inception. And second, there are very limited real life scenarios where you can apply it, and that too with sole use of this tool. In this video, we will be using the technique on 4 different images and try to understand the process, explore the different options available to us, and also discuss about the drawbacks of using the tool. So let's not waste any more time and go to the screen. This will be our first image, and this you can say is the most ideal image for applying this tool. And why is that? First, look at the background. It's plain white background, no gradient, no texture, nothing. Second, the subject is in full focus, having extreme contrast with the background and well-defined borders or boundary, whatever you want to call it. Let's start working with the tool. We'll unlock the layer first and then go to eraser tool here and either click and hold or right click here to open the menu and then click on the background eraser tool, and you will notice the change of the cursor and we'll get some more options here to play with. Let's explore them one by one. First, we have here is a sampling continuous, and if we click on this and try to erase the background, it will continuously take samples as we move our cursor and keep on erasing. But we don't want that. What we are trying to do here is to remove the background, so we'll click on the second option here, which is sampling once, and then click on the background to take the samples and hold and move the cursor to remove the background, and our subject is safe. Let me elaborate it a little more. You already know that every image is made up of pixels, and each pixels have a different color, and together they make up the image. When we are clicking on the background, what we are basically doing is we are clicking on a particular pixel and targeting that color, which is white in this case. And now when we are using this tool, Photoshop will try to detect the white pixels, all the white pixels in the image, and try to erase that. And that's the reason why we prefer plain solid background. And the third here is not very useful, at least I couldn't find any use of it. If you know anything about it, you can definitely let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let's understand the limit options we have here. By default, discontiguous is selected. It will work as I have shown you earlier, but if you see here, this white part and this part are not connected. Now, if we take a sample from here and do the erasing, it will not work here. But if we select contiguous here and take the sample again and try to erase, it will now work. And if we select the third option, find edges, now Photoshop will try to identify the edges and assist in the process. But frankly, I found it pretty inconsistent, so I keep it at contiguous most of the time. Now let's talk about tolerance, and before that, let's add a solid color adjustment layer. I will keep it black and place it below the image layer so that we can see properly how the tool is working. Let's understand what tolerance means here. It is basically the range of color we want to target. If you observe carefully, then you will notice that there is a little color casting of white over some of the areas like here, and here we have a similar shade of white over this area. Now our tolerance is set to 30%, and when we try to erase the background here, it will also erase the whites in these areas. We will press Ctrl+Z to undo, and now if we increase the tolerance to 100%, it is starting to erase more and more shades of white because we have increased its range. And if we lower it down to 1%, it will just erase the particular shade of the white and all other shades will be left behind, and we will get something like this. I don't think we want either of the two, so we have to experiment a little over here and find the right tolerance so that it can erase only the background and our subject remains untouched. Let's try 20%. Some parts are still getting affected. Maybe 15. Nope. I think 10 will be fine. Yes, it's working now. Let me complete it quickly. It's done, and now for the rest of the part of the background, you can either continue erasing or you can take the lasso tool and make a rough selection of the subject like this, and then click here to add a layer mask to hide it behind the mask. And if we turn off the visibility of the color adjustment layer, we get our subject isolated from the background, and now if you want, you can change the color of the adjustment layer to your preference. Now let's try to apply the technique on some other images and see how it performs, and we will also try to understand its shortcomings. This is the second image. What do you think? How our background eraser tool will perform in this case? Let's see. First thing we can see is the background. It has a gradient. This is problem number 1. Then our model is wearing the same color clothes as the background. Problem number 2. And finally, even her skin tone matches the background. This you can say is the worst case scenario for this tool. Our limit is set to find edges and tolerance only 10%, and protect foreground color is also checked on. Still, the results are not satisfactory. Let's try and increase the tolerance a little bit, and now it's creating the problem. This is totally unusable. Let's move on to the next image. Let me do it quickly and bring the solid layer, and it looks like total crap. But we can do better than this. We have to increase the tolerance, and now it's a bit better. But still it's not okay, and I don't think it can be used for any project. We can make it better, but it will take a lot of effort, and we can achieve better results by using other background removal processes. And that's the reason it's the least used background removal technique. We'll test it out on our last image and see the results. Let's start our process, and we have enough of black color. Let's try white this time. I will do the hairs first. I think working on dark background will be better. Increase the tolerance for the other parts. Now we'll do the subsequent steps as we did with our first image. If some parts are left, we can grab the brush tool and mask it out. And this turns out to be a very good background removal. If you ask me, I will not recommend anyone to use this tool, and the main reason for that is it's a destructive process. We cannot revive any pixels we erase. And secondly, there are other tools available which are much more accurate and easy to use, and we can achieve better results within the same amount of time. And having said that, I would suggest you to click on this playlist and learn more about other background removal techniques. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more such videos, and I will see you in the next video.